Hi, this is CMajor. I'm back and welcome back. This is your second homework assignment. So I hope you had a chance to do the first homework assignment. And if you did, then this is the one that you want to listen to because I am talking to you before the CMajor radio show. So this is the first. This is the pre-show before the show. So think of this as an opportunity to learn a little bit more about what I'm going to be saying on tomorrow's show, which is the CMajor radio show. And then I hope you'll tune in for the after show, which is on Spreaker. So today is my chance to tell you what I'm going to tell you. Tomorrow I will tell you, and then on Spreaker I will follow up and tell you what I told you. So let's get to it with the homework. So, reading homework. First Steps in Music Theory, Grade 1. Section 1, pages 2 and 3, bars and time signatures. So, let me just show you that book one more time because I only showed it to you once. But it looks like this. So, if you had a chance to get the book, feel free to look up those pages and then we will have our discussion tomorrow on the radio. Okay, now the next homework assignment is going to be from The A.B. Guide to Music Theory, Part 1, Chapter 1, Section 2, Time Signatures. And if you haven't already, go back and reread Chapter 1, Section 1, the basics of rhythm and tempo. So you should have read Chapter 1, Section 1 before, and if you didn't have a chance to, you can combine that reading with the reading that we will be doing this week on time signatures. So that's going to be on pages 1 to 5. So let me just glance at that really quickly because I want to say something about that reading. What I want to say is that I like what they are doing in this book because they are talking about the half notes as big drum and the quarter notes as footsteps. So they really want you to think about the whole marching aspect of rhythm and tempo. And then what I aim to do tomorrow is talk to you about quavers, or as it's called, eighth notes, the way I grew up calling them eighth notes. And think of the eighth notes as the small drum. And we'll talk about the division. Now, if you go on to the next pages 2 and 3, it gets a little bit more detailed about how the basics of rhythms work. And so try to read, if you can, up to page 5, and then we'll see how much I'll get to cover in tomorrow's broadcast. But I hope to see you on the radio tomorrow. Now, let me just set some music here so I can have a little bit of something playing while I'm trying to talk to you about this. See if it's going to start for me. There we go. Okay, now the next reading. Learning a musical instrument. Chapter 1, starting your music journey. So starting from scratch, or pick up the threads. That's pages 7 to 9. So if you are one of my parents and you're listening to the broadcast and you're following the broadcast, this is the Learning a Musical Instrument book. It's a great book, especially for adult learners. And I want to say this, that I did see something on ABRSM. Learning a new instrument or taking an exam can be daunting for many adults. That was a tweet that I read this morning on the ABRSM website. From their website. They tweeted this out. They also posted it on Facebook. So if you like some more information about what it means to learn a new instrument or take an exam and you are an adult learner, I would highly recommend that you go to the ABRSM site and learn more about it there. So, if you need to know a little bit more about what I know about ABRSM, I'd be happy to share with you my knowledge as well. So, let's move on to the next reading. the music of Black Americans. And I'm excited about the reading for this week because it's talking about the African legacy. So the African legacy, pages 3 through 4, chapter 1. Okay, so if you can, go ahead and read those pages and then stop at the part where it says music in West Africa, and we'll pick up from there and then go on to the role of music in society. So I hope you have a chance to read this book, and if you're reading along, it's a book that I picked because I really like to understand history as I am talking about and studying theory with my students, and it's just so interesting to read some of the music making that went on and how everything started to merge. So if you have a chance to, grab this book. Now, the workbook, because we have to practice what we're learning, right? So, music theory and practice, grade 1, pages 4 to 5, time values, bar lines, and time signatures. So, if you have a chance to, go ahead and read that. Just going to turn my music down a little bit. So, music theory and practice looks just like this. It's a red color book. And what I love about it is that if you open up the inside, it gives you an introduction and then it breaks it down. So you can see time values, you can see bar lines and time signatures, there are some blanks, there are some questions, there are some diagrams, and then what I hope to do is to start drawing some of this with you. So let me just show you that. So let me stop and do that for a moment. This is my iPad mini. You can do this on your iPad. And what I recommend is, if you can, download an app that will allow you to do creative things, such as make emojis. So I'm going to start a new emoji. And then I'm going to choose the emoji body that I want. So I'm just going to pick red. Okay, and then what I could do from here is use like a little stylus, and I can start to draw the notes. So you can practice this with your child. Okay, it's not working as well as I thought, so I'm going to use my finger. Okay, so what I have to do is, once I've chosen what I want to use, okay, for the emoji, then I can choose to paint. So now I'm going to use my stylus. This is so much fun. And I'm just going to draw 3 quarter notes. Okay, so I hope you can see that. Hopefully it's showing the correct way. Okay, and then once you learn to draw quarter notes with the stem going down or the stem going up, then just practice reversing your direction. So I did mine up first. I did mine going up first, and then I practiced some going down. So what is cool about this is that you can just choose delete all paint. Now I have a clean slate. Now this time I'm going to practice just drawing something simple like whole notes, or as it's called, semi-breeze. Okay, now these are my whole notes. So again, I'm going to delete that, start with a clean slate. Now I'm going to draw half notes. So what I chose to do is just show you half notes with the stem up, half notes with the stem down. Isn't this fun? Okay, now I'm going to delete all paint. Okay, and then I just drew a smiley face. So look for those. So if you've been following me at all on social media, you know that I like to have fun. And so what I'm doing now, I just started an Instagram page, or I started an Instagram page, another Instagram page. I had one before, but this time with a different focus. And this one will contain a lot of memes that I create, because I'm starting to get into memes. I want to encourage my students to make their music dreams come true. And so sometimes memes can be a way to do that. So if you're following me on social media, you know that my main website is CMajorPorter.com. Go there, subscribe. That way you can get all the homework sent to you in one place. You won't have to spend so much time trying to follow the yellow brick road to what CMajor is doing. But I'm happy to show you how everything is laid out and how I'm setting it up, and it's just to help others. So CMajorPorter.com, and then my backup website to that is my WordPress site. So I usually tweet that I'm going to send out some homework, or I'll post something on Facebook saying look for this or look for that. But WordPress is kind of cool because that way you can tap into CMajor's classroom. So I'm trying to keep it fun. I will post what the homework assignment is, and the way you can tell it's from me is that I will usually have some type of comics comment. So whether it's a thought bubble, or whether it's some sort of saying, or something, another type of exclamation, something really dramatic that has the homework assignment within it, and just try to have fun with it. Okay, now a couple more things I want to show you. If you can, please, 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 please get one of these. What is that? It's a metronome. So I'm not recommending one brand over another, but I will say if you can get a metronome that has a tuner with it, then that way you can make sure you're in tune, whether you're speaking or whether you're playing an instrument. So as I talk, this is even starting to get some sort of reading on it. Can you see it switching back and forth? You may or may not be able to see it. Yeah, I think it just moved. So you know concert pitch is A440, but as I'm talking, it's telling me that my voice is toggling between somewhere between D and E flat and C sharp. So my voice seems to be moving in half steps and semitones, which is kind of fun. And then, as well as having a tuner, this also has a metronome. What I also like about this is that it has an input and it has an output. So I have to read all the directions of how to work this. But what I also like is that on the back, it has a stand. So students ask me sometimes, what makes a good metronome? I mean, now you have the option to get metronome apps. You can certainly use your Android or your iPhone to find an app that's suitable to you. The old-fashioned metronome that swings back and forth, you can get one of those, or something like this. So if you have any questions,